Welcome to the Miracle You, guiding you on the journey towards finding passion and purpose and how to discover, create, and live a life by your design. Whether your success has been plentiful or your missed opportunities have been overwhelming, we can help you become a more empowered, masterful person and show you how to share your gift with the world. It's time to inspire change from within with the host of the Miracle You, Vince Kramer.
Hello, imagination. I'm Vince Kramer, your host, and welcome to the Miracle You, where you learn about the magic of living your life by finding the example in real life.
Each and every one of us is magical. We have capabilities well beyond what we can imagine. Our bodies are miracles. If you just think about how our bodies put together and all the thoughts that would be required just to move your arm and close your hand, it's beyond incredible. And we can bring that magic to heal ourselves. We can change our thoughts. We can put our attention on having a healthy body, and the body will respond. We truly are magical in knowing that with our thoughts and feelings, we can create and make anything happen. The only thing that might get in the way are our beliefs and our subpersonalities that subconsciously hold us back. But we can make the choice to change those beliefs. We can make the choice to become partners with our ego. And we can use that magic to create what we want in life. We can use that magic to heal our bodies. I'm with Jana Scholten today. Jana, in her own words, should be in a wheelchair by now. In March of 2000, she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis and was told she would be disabled within 10 years. She decided to take her life by the horns and became a vegan triathlete, a meditation guru, and visualize her way into true health. Today, she's in benign status, drug-free, symptom-free, and a healthy endurance athlete. She's also the author of the book, Enchanted Wellness. Jana is an expert in meditation, visualization techniques, as well as mental health exercises and healthy plant-based recipes. Jana Scholten, are you ready to share the miracle of you with the imagination?
Yeah, sure am.
I'm so excited to have you here because one of the things that I made sure was in your bio, but I left out on purpose, is you're also married to last week's guest, Dan Junkins.
Yeah, I am. Yes, I am.
And the two of you coming together was such an inspirational story and really helpful in understanding how we each have our own divine intent, or what we would call your purpose or your mission. But then we come together with other people and we have a mission together. And you and Dan obviously have a mission together. So it's an honor and a pleasure for me to one, interview both of you, but then to share you with the imagination week after week here. So could you tell us a little bit more, Jana, about just who you are right now and what you're doing in the world to make that difference?
Okay. Well, I'm a new best-selling author on Amazon, and that's been my main focus. And but I am I've created programs and workshops, and we're looking at creating a live event in the fall as well. So yeah, I've really just been up to is just sharing my book and sharing my story more, and getting the word out there about our programs and workshops, things like that. So
as a live event person and a Zoom meeting person, I commend you on bringing the difference that you really want to make in the world to the audiences that are looking for it. And your story, I know, is going to relate to so many people and really attract those people into the work that you're doing. I'm sure it might be a little presumptuous of me here, but I'm sure that the diagnosis of multiple sclerosis in 2000 was a huge wake-up call for you. Could you kind of tell us what happened around that, and where the decision that I am going to be healthy came from, and how you went through that process?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I was only 30 when I was diagnosed, so it was quite a shock. And I mean, and I was going through a lot of stress in my life at the time. I was breaking up with my fiance, my work was really stressful, and my mom was also very ill and not doing so well. So there was a lot of factors that caused a lot of stress. And I know they say that sometimes your health breakdowns when you have a lot of stress in your life. So maybe that's it, but who knows? But I was told I would be disabled within 10 years. It wasn't immediate that I said I'm going to become a triathlete. It was within a few years of that. And I don't know why I said triathlete. I think it was just like the ultimate fitness thing I could think of. And it was kind of crazy because I actually didn't know how to swim. I grew up on a farm in the country, and my parents didn't think it was important to learn how to swim in Iowa. There's not that much water. There's more pigs than people. And I had to learn how to, well, I didn't actually learn how to swim for the first triathlon. I mean, I kind of did, but it was, the good thing was geared for beginners, let's say that. But I mean, so I became a triathlete, and I did all these endurance sports. I lived in Colorado actually at the time. I did the Rocky Mountain MS 150, fundraising for MS with a bike team. And I wasn't really experiencing a lot of symptoms in the beginning. And then after I moved from Colorado to temporarily in Philadelphia, I was experiencing a lot of symptoms. And essentially, I started, I was just, really had, it was like, I think 8 years after I was diagnosed that I was doing a personal development course, and I woke up one day to put my tennis shoes on and went to go for a run. And then I fell over with complete vertigo, and I was just really freaked out. So I called up my friend David, and he happened to be a ex-Navy SEAL, so maybe he was a little bit straight and gruff with me, but he would essentially said to me, "Do you realize you're causing this?" And I was like, "What? I have nothing to do with MS. MS just happens to me. I'm a victim. I can't do anything." And he's like, "Well, you realize that you're the one who's always there, and what are the kind of things you're saying to yourself? And are those thoughts true?" Because I was supposed to lead an event that night. And I was like, oh, and I just really thought about what he had to say. And I realized that there might be something to that. But all I could do was just, take a nap, because the whole room was spinning, and I was really unable to move. So I considered what he had to say, and then I, just created a new context to live into. And I woke up a few hours later, and the attack was gone. And that's when I was really blown away, because attacks usually would last weeks to months at a time, where I'd be pretty much disabled. So that's when I started. I remembered that a friend of mine years before told me about mind-body medicine, and I remembered that that she said that was really crucial, meditation. And so I actually did a mind-body medicine course through Herb Benson. He was one of the pioneers and the founders of mind-body medicine. And I also did visualization at the time. There were therapists that was there that taught me about visualization. And she had patients that had shrunk tumors in their bodies. And I said, well, can I do that? I don't have cancer. And she's like, yeah, of course. Athletes aren't the only ones who get to use this stuff for their lives. And so with that belief, I went to work, and I had like a MRI scheduled in 3 months. So that belief really instilled in me that I I could do it. So I visualized every single night before going to bed, the lesions in my brain shrinking and healing. And it actually worked. 3 months later, I had an MRI and the lesions had all shrunk and and my symptoms almost disappeared. And my doctor was like, wow, I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it. And I'm going to put you in a special study to figure out why. So, so that was, I mean, that to me was a miracle when that happened. And that's when I was like, well, if I can do this, then I can fully heal. If our bodies and our minds are really that truly connected, then I can fully heal.
Yeah, so very powerful what you shared with us. And another wake up call for sure was a Navy SEAL who told you the way it was,
Yeah.
stop creating this craziness.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Yeah, that's when I tell my story, Mary, my wife, was definitely a wake up call for me when she actually said it the way it was. And sometimes we don't have anybody to share that with us. So what a gift in having that amazing friend. Could you, I know most people know about visualization, but just for the few that might not know much about it, or even for those of us who do know about visualization, could you share the process that you went through and maybe some of the visualizations you use to help you heal your brain?
Oh, sure. I mean, I started off with meditation because I think you need to be in a meditative state to get into a visualization state. And well, back then, I mean, it was dating me, but it was a CD. So I think I wore the CD out. But it was, like I was like a guided meditation / visualization. And I took it a step further because I had seen movies like, oh, What the Bleep Do You Know? That would be good for people to see because it's a visual of like what your body's doing inside. If you're saying negative things to yourself or you're saying happy things, they show really good visuals in that movie. So using like those visuals of just like happy cells, I would imagine happy cells in my brain just getting together and healing. So I just did that over and over again before bed. And I guess the bed before bed is good because then your brain, subconscious mind can go to work on it. I didn't really, maybe I knew that, or maybe that was just a convenient time for me. I'm not sure. But I did it, like with the commitment that I could do this and the belief that it would work. And I know that makes a difference. So that's a little bit about visualization.
Yeah, the belief is so powerful. We can believe ourselves into being sick, and we can believe ourselves into being well. So it's so important to change that belief. And it sounds like you were willing to trust David, right? The SEAL.
Yeah. When he said that, when they said those words to me, he was a coach in a leadership program that I was in. And,
so we're willing to believe what he said and willing to take what he said to heart and make a difference. So now you're starting to heal your brain, and it's like, okay, if I can do this, I can be healthy altogether. What kind of support did you get as you were starting to change your behaviors, starting to change the way you looked at life, really tapping into universal energy to help you heal through your visualizations? What kind of support did you get from the people around you as you started saying, I'm going to be healthy and I'm going to do it myself?
Well, it was all over the map, I would say. I mean, some people were not supportive at all and like, you're crazy, that's whack job kind of stuff. And there were those other people who may believe in possibility and creating a context and intentions, more intentional kind of life. I was involved in a community like that at the time. So the people through that community were very empowering. So yeah, I essentially created my own program. And then I would say the mind body community was very supportive because the therapist that I went to she was the one who gave me the idea about visualization and the belief that showed me other stories that she had. And then she, having a, trained psychologist say, yes, you can do this. And it was kind of, just really validating for me. So, yeah.
It's so amazing, isn't it? That because we don't hear about it very often, but you can go out and you can find countless number of people who have healed themselves, regrown bones, healed the lesions in your brain like you did, actually rebuild their heart energetically from not going to make it if you don't get a transplant to in just months having a healthy heart. There's so many things out there. What would you tell people that still have some doubts around that?
I would say build up your belief, and if that's in other people's stories, then to help you build up your belief, that would be probably the easiest way, is finding other people's stories. I mean, books per se, or yeah, because your mindset and your belief, I mean, and your thoughts about that, they're all intertwined. And if you believe it, it will work. And if you don't believe it, then it's not going to work. I mean, example of that was when I was really sick with MS, and I had heard about mind body medicine. I didn't really know how to meditate. I was listening to these tapes, and I was meditating, but I was still sicker than dog. But I'm clear that I was saying to myself, I'm screwed. I'm what am I, this, I can't do anything. It's not going to work. Or I don't know what I was saying to myself was counteracting anything that I was actually doing through the meditation. And it didn't really make a difference. So I was like, wow, this stuff doesn't work. Forget it. And so I'm clear it was my belief in maybe, or just my negative thoughts. They were so pervasive, and I wasn't even present that my thoughts had an impact on my body, that whatever I was doing wasn't going to make.
Whatever you believe is true, right? It's
Yeah.
such a great saying. Whatever you believe is true. So now you realize that you can change your thoughts, you can change your beliefs to change your life. You changed it physically, which is probably the most difficult for us as humans to believe. So now you know all of this. What did you do next with understanding, changing your belief and changing your thoughts could make a difference?
Oh, well, I would say with meeting my husband, honestly. I mean, I was single most of my life. I um, I had essentially had a lot of anger towards men. And after I did some forgiveness work with the relationships and the people in my life that I had issues with, and then shifted other things like even feng shui per se, like my bed was smushed against the wall. And it's like I wasn't allowing the space for anybody else to be in my life. But that and loving myself really, because I was so young, but I had this disease, so I thought that I was like, damaged goods, and who'd want damaged goods, let alone the fact that I also had abuse in my past from men in my past. So why, I had a lot of issues. So I shifted some things on that in the forgiveness, and then I met Dan. So after I had shifted, and after I really realized that I love myself, which was probably the first time that I remember going through Valentine's Day and being okay that I was single at the time, and realizing that I loved myself. And then I got to the point where I loved MS, and I was accepting of that I had this disease at the time. So I think that really shifted things. And then, so it allowed me to bring really my soulmate into my life within 6 months. So that was a huge transformation. I really, I call it in this course I did, they called the impossible future, or whatever, like your already always future, kind of like your future that you're projecting into the future, was being in a wheelchair, alone with like 10 cats. I was like, it wasn't good, right? I mean, I was like, that, but that was my future. I never thought I'd be married and happily married. And that's, so that was a huge transformation for myself as well.
So what a great thing you shared there. When you learn to love yourself and you learn to love your disease, then you were able to love outside of that. What a beautiful message that you shared, and what a godsend, if you will, and also what a perfect wake-up call in a way for Dan, because as he then found out about his leukemia, he had you by his side to help him through the process and to help him understand that, I mean, with a week to live, he
Yeah.
he had the support, as you shared, in community, the community of you, and I'm sure the people around you, to make such a difference. So now you've stepped into being an endurance athlete. Where did the book come from? What was the impetus for the book?
The book came from, I would say, just hundreds of people continuously saying to me, you need to write a book, you need to write a book. But it was really COVID, honestly. It was, I lost my full-time job, to be honest. I got furloughed and then permanently laid off. So it's called an unexpected blessing. So kind of like MS, really, which was a wake-up call. And so I was like, well, what else am I going to do? Because I was in event marketing. And, that wasn't happening. So for a long while. So I was like, I might as well do what I really want to do. And so that's why I finally wrote the book. I mean, I started a decade ago. I never thought I'd actually finish it. But so it was really a COVID blessing. Yeah.
Once again, thank you for sharing that. There are so many. First of all, COVID was definitely a wake-up call for all of us in many, many ways. But there were so many gifts that came out of COVID. So many books that are out there right now because of COVID. And so many people stepping out of what they thought they should do, or maybe thought was the job or the career that they were going to end their life with, to find that there was things that were calling them, and things that, it's time for you to start making your difference and step into that. So share what's in the book with us.
Oh, sure. I mean, it's part memoir of my, life journey and of different, past abuses, and then the whole forgiveness process, and then some resources and tools for healing from MS that I actually used. And essentially, it's my program in the book, but without being like on exactly like this is what you do here, here, and here. It's it's more memoir style, so it's all in there. But so it's part memoir and part nonfiction, how to, essentially. That's
what I want to share with the imagination is that, and you shared it so perfectly before, Jana, that there was a gift in MS, and the gift in a lot of the things that we experience, that we believe are victims, just like Jana shared earlier, is the gift in it is for us to experience it. The gift in it sometimes is for us to learn what the feelings are in it, learn what the thoughts are in it, because there's other people out there experiencing something very similar to what we've experienced, or are going to experience what we've experienced. And us going through and learning and experiencing it ourselves, now we know how to help those people. And my guess is 9 chances out of 10 that your reason for being here is to serve those people. So I think you've the way you've shared today really opened that up for me to share it with the imagination in that way. Why enchanted?
Like lighter and like magical per se. I just resonated with the word when I saw it. And I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. And yeah, no, I was just inspired by it. And I thought it kind of encompassed everything that I believed in. I mean, you could say it's a miracle, you could say it's magical, you could, I mean, even though it was intentional, but a lot of people, might say, well, that's a miracle, so that kind of thing. I mean, just like Joe Dispenza and even the guy in The Secret who was, walked out of the hospital by Christmas when he was like completely all of his bones were broken or something like that. I was like, what? He crashed in the airplane. And anyway, so, just like that, those could be miracles, or they have a little magic to them. So maybe I just thought it was kind of fun word and lighthearted.
It is extremely, and we all are magic and capable of mystical things, just as you shared with Joe and his bike accident and so many different things that have happened in our world. I know you're moving into your programs now. You're looking at online this fall. What difference do you want to make in the world?
Really to provide hope and inspiration to others that they can recover or heal, or however they want to say it, but overcome any kind of health challenge, despite what they think. Yeah, that's my biggest intention and mission in life.
Excellent. And we all need to learn that and understand that is so powerful. So I hope everybody just takes that in and holds it. I promised you when we first got started, Jana, that it would go so fast that you'd be surprised. We're coming to the end of our time together. Could you share a piece of parting guidance that you want the imagination to take away from our time?
I mean, that forgiveness is healing, and loving yourself is healing as well. But yeah, just loving your disease. And then, yeah, it was really the most powerful thing you can do.
Excellent.
Just keep being grateful.
So important. You mentioned love, gratitude. Those are two of the highest vibrational emotions that we can hold. And in a high vibration, we really, truly can't be sick. So what you shared is so empowering for the imagination. How can people get in touch with you and learn more about you?
Oh, sure. It's my website is janascholten.com. It's JANASCHOLTEN.com. I do have a free giveaway that's on my, not on that site, but it's at mindovermind.com, and it's under toolkit. Maybe you can put that in the show links as well. Okay, but I have a free giveaway. It's mindset hacks and then some nutrition tips too as well.
As Jana said, all that information is going to be available to you on the show page. Just go to Jana Scholten's show page on themiracleu.com, and all that information will be available. As Jana shared, love is so important, understanding that we get to choose our beliefs, and in choosing beliefs that empower us, we are truly magical. And in that magic, we can not only make a difference with ourselves, we can make a difference with others. Jana, thank you so much for sharing with me today. I appreciate you being a guest on the show. Thanks for coming.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You're so welcome. On behalf of my wife, Mary, who's also my business partner, the entire team here at Imagine Miracles, we want to wish each and every one of you a miracle day.
You've completed this episode of The Miracle You, but we have plenty more to help you discover your own personal passion and purpose. Head over to themiracleyou.com for free resources to assist you on your journey, as well as register for our free webinar, Discover Your Miracle Life, 3 Mind Awakening Steps Toward Your Unique Purpose, or apply for a one-on-one Your Life, Your Way breakthrough session and discover your next best step on your journey. All available exclusively on our website. That's themiracleyou.com. We look forward to sharing more experiences of passion, purpose, and life by design next time, right here on The Miracle You.